shop. Now, Harold's barbershop opened up in November. I don't really know how to describe Harold. You have to go in there and talk to him. He's
a character.
yeah, he's a character. He's a very interesting individual. I love him to death already. I've only met him like 3 times. Plus, he's a big Giant fan, and that goes a long way with me.
That's where they connected.
I like the dogs he keeps there.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
yes,
the dogs.
that
I like
too.
the Giants, so it all works. Chipotle's, as you know, is now open, so go in there and give them a look-see. And then the Guardians of the State Insurance, I spoke to them. They, for lack of a better term, and I could be saying the wrong thing because I don't know anything about insurance, they seem to be like a broker. They cover all different types of insurances. So you would go to them with your needs, whether it's health insurance, car insurance, or anything else, and they will find an insurance agent for you and work with you on getting the best deal. So you might want to give them a call if you're looking for insurance. And then lastly, in case you don't know, Jorge's opened up, rebranded. So he was more of a restaurant. Now he's kind of like a bar and grill. So they opened up, I think it's 2 weeks now. So go down there and you give Jorge's a look if you haven't been in there a while. He kind of redid everything, and it looks nice. So I'm wishing him a lot of success. Okay, and then a couple fundraisers coming up. This Saturday is the Woodbury Community Association's annual Heart Dance. It's at Mario's. It's not too late. We still have a couple spots left, so if you're interested, show up. It's going to be a fun night. And then on March 15th is the Knights of Columbus is holding their annual St. Patrick's dinner dance in the gym. So you'll be seeing the Knights out there selling tickets after church, and you'll see posters and flyers and email blasts going up in the coming weeks. All right, so that's all like my normal public service announcements, but Mike Queenan. I can talk for another hour about Mike, but I won't. I will say this. If it wasn't for Mike, I probably wouldn't be sitting here tonight. Mike is, I don't even know how to begin with him. Most of you know I was on the Brigadoon HOA for many years, and I was the president for many years. So when Mike was running for mayor the first time, which I believe was in 2008, we were trying to get our roads dedicated, and we were having an issue with our sewer plant. I reached out to him, didn't know who he was, had no idea. I just knew he was a candidate. Said, would you mind coming to our meeting? We're having issues getting our roads dedicated. And he said, sure. So he came down here. We told him, the builder had a lot of issues going on. I'm not going to mention the builder's name. You all know him. And there were a lot of issues going on with these roads, tax issues. Little spots of roads had tax liens on them from the county for whatever reason. He came and he said if he was elected, he would come back and he would take care of us. He's going to come up with a plan. He wins the election. Maybe a week or so after he wins the election, we have our next board meeting. So naturally, the board members say, hey, Vic, have you heard from the new mayor? And I said, no, but he just won election. Let's give him maybe till the next meeting or two. If we don't hear from him, I'll call him again. Maybe it was just a campaign promise and we're never going to hear from him. That was not Mike. Didn't know it then. Mike actually called me a few days after that meeting and said, when do you want to meet? I want to talk about your roads. He said, I looked at everything you gave me. He said, I want to do the roads first. That's going to be easier. And that still took over 2 years. And then we'll do the sewer plant. And that took even more years than that. He came, he just plowed through everything. And as we were working along this, and I said, Mike, why did you want to get involved in all this? What was your real reason? We all thought you were just going to blow us off when you won your election. He said, no, I would never do that. You know why? Because the people up there deserve it. It's the right thing to do for the people of Brigadoon and for the people of Woodbury as a whole. When the mayor opened up the meeting tonight, he said, Mike worked for Woodbury. We've all used that campaign during elections. I've used it. I said, I work for Woodbury, all of Woodbury. Mike actually said it, and he actually did it. Now, of course, there were favors in return. Like, he did all this for Brigadoon, and then one day he says to me, I need a favor. And my vice president at the time was a guy named Mark Christman. And he got us together and said, I have openings on the planning and zoning boards. Would you guys be interested? I would love for you to be on those boards. So he didn't care who chose which board. And Mark and I talked, and I chose the zoning board because at the time they met once a month, and I was traveling a lot for work. And the planning board met twice a month, and Mark wasn't working. Yeah, and Maria, you had Mark, and Mark was great. But then right after we got on the boards, everything flipped. I stopped traveling and he started traveling. But anyway, that's how it all worked out. Mike and I, over that time, we became friends. We became personal friends. He would come over to my house on Sunday afternoons. We'd watch the Giants. And we'd curse at the TV when the Giants were good or bad or whatever. You know, they won a couple of Super Bowls during that time. We would go, his wife and my wife, we'd go up to West Point and go to the Sunday brunch. It was great going there. He was just a genuine good guy. Little by little, he kind of sucked me into his world. I would go out and get signatures for him during campaign season. I would knock on doors. And I would do everything I could to help this man get elected. So in a roundabout way, because of my relationship with Mike, my time on the HOA, working with him, learning the ins and outs of politics, being on the zoning board, being the chairman of the zoning board for several years, is what got me here today. I owe it all to Mike. And like I said, I can go on and on, but I'm going to stop there. So thank you, everybody, for coming out.
Thank you, Vic. All right, let me note, we don't always, I put up these posts on our village page about the fire department, and I try to do with the ambulance. It's just hard because there's no action photos. Somebody tripping over a crack on a sidewalk, and you guys like taping his leg. But I do want to mention they are here tonight. John Keller, Tommy Powell, Beverly Silvera, and Bobby Stein, who I met with 2 weeks ago. Oh, wait, I forgot that Mark Matola guy back there, hiding behind Tommy Powell. There he goes again. What you guys do for this community is measurable. You can't quantify it, because you guys are out there on the front lines every time one of my residents needs somebody. It is the Woodbury Community Ambulance that is there to answer the call. So just on behalf of the board, I want to thank you all. We met 2 weeks ago, Bobby. We talked about a few things. We're trying to help. The ambulance corps through a couple of their grants, and I happen to have a person like Desiree Podvin. We could say this about Desiree because she's not here, but she's absolutely amazing. Okay? Oh, here's her. She's got mics throughout the room. Yep, because you had 2 grants that were just sort of sitting there, languishing. So they're moving forward. So it has been a great relationship between the village and the Woodbury Community Ambulance. And like I said, there's respect there. I try to, like you had Scott Somner with his 1,000 call. Okay? Like I said, I can't say it enough, how great you guys are. The group of you, even you, Beverly. Okay? The guys here don't think highly of you, but I do. Okay? We had the Lego Club here last weekend, and you missed a good time. It really, I got to tell you, I am so happy to have them here now at Village Hall. The kids had a blast. I want to thank Fred Ferravashi, Jay Pierce, Ray Hernandez, Jackie Hernandez, Martha Lopez, Janine Montserrat, setting up, putting out the food. Actually, I got to tell you, it's probably the first time Fred had as much help with it on that day, because he really did. He takes a lot of money out of his pocket for this. People don't realize this, but he comes in with all these Lego gift sets. He spends his money on it, and he's giving it away to complete strangers' kids. But they loved every minute of it. So I just want to thank everybody who made that seamless transition here to Village Hall. So one thing I'll mention, just piggybacking on Trustee Fryban, Legacy Ridge, which is by my house, by the Kellers over there, has become a dumping ground. You don't see it right now, Lisa, also. You don't see it now because it's covered in snow. Okay, but Legacy Ridge has been where people go to dump furniture they don't want, asphalt, unwanted children. It is that and Ridge Road.
Keep that out of them.
Yeah, I'll keep that out of the unwanted children because they're standing there on the corner. Anyway, if you see something, say something, please. Because we cannot be, the Woodbury PD cannot be. I had this conversation with Rob, and I also had this conversation with the chief of police. about how we could do things moving forward to curtail the dumping that we have going on those two problem areas. So, you see something, say something, please, okay? I spoke on Mike Queenan. You have something you want to add?
Oh, I just want, Bobby, about the Valentine's Day
Okay.
decorations that he did.
Oh,
Did you see
yes,
that?
I was getting there. So Bobby Blair has taken it upon himself. He is our building and ground superintendent, and he's the one painting in here, everything that's going on downstairs, but he has made Oak Clove his personal canvas. So he did Lunar New Year was his first. Then he's got all the little candy darts on there.
When I passed this morning and saw "You Are Cute," it just made me smile.
Yeah.
Like it just basically like "You are cute." I'm like, that is so nice.
He's done it, and he's made
Yeah.
he's made it fun. So I think next up for him is St. Patrick's Day. Okay, so stay tuned because he really is doing. He's out there in the bitter cold. It's not you out there in the bitter cold, is it? No, it's. Leave it to Bobby to be out there. So, and Bobby with his jacket, it's open basically, and he's out there. I'm waiting for pneumonia to set in at some point. But he's doing a bang-up job. And I just want to thank him because I think he is, you want to bring smiles to the community's faces, and he really is doing that. So, he is, yes, yes. But we've got big plans for there, so we'll get there. I've touched on Mike Queenan. It is a big loss for this community. It really is. And really for the Village of Woodbury family, and I try to consider the people within that work with us part of that family. Mike treated our employees very well, and that's why today we have the team that we have here, the girls in the office, whether it's Jessica or Desiree or Rob Wyant or Mickey Phillips. Yes, but you're not a girl in the office. No, wait a minute. I may have some pictures of Rob in fishnets and stiletto heels in my phone. Hold on a second. Anyway, Mike Queenan made a lasting impression on the Village of Woodbury. I, like Vic, would not be here because I remember telling Mike, yeah, I'm going to run. I was on the ZBA at the time, and I said, I'm going to run as a village trustee. And he goes, well, I may have somebody for you to run with. And I'm like, no, I got a guy. He's like, you got a guy? I said, I got a guy. And then that went back and forth for about 10 minutes, okay, before I explained to him it's Jesus Gomez that I'm running with, which he was happy with. But it really, just during that one campaign, you know, people were questioning, you know, Mike and where he stands. And yet Mike was the guy out there with the Woodbury Lions Club. The old photos I have of Mike, and he was not the photo op guy. He was not the guy asking, take a picture of me, or bringing his personal photographer with him. Mike, most of those early photos of Mike on our Facebook page are just Mike just sitting there, and then somebody saying, let me grab a photo of Mike while he's not looking. Right. Okay, because that was not for Mike what it was about. It wasn't about, look at me, look at me, look at me. It was about, here's what I need to do for my community. And he really will be missed by everybody.
His whole thing was do the right thing.
Yep.
That was it, do the right thing. He didn't care about photo ops, he didn't care about pictures. And I was going through pictures because when we put the newsletter together, once again, I'm going to bump you off the first page.
Yeah, I'm all good with that.
And then I'm going to do like a photo collage. And I'm looking through my photos, and they're just some old pictures. But I got some New Year's Eve pictures when we were at Mario's for New Year's Eve. I mean, there's a lot of funny stuff, but it'll be good when it comes out.
Yeah, and if anybody has any photos of Mike Queenan, okay, send them to the village clerk at villageofwoodbury.com. We're just kind of putting together a photo collage of Mike. So, with that being said, anyway, can I have a motion in a second to adjourn this meeting?
Motion.
You're making motions from the crowd. I got a motion from Deputy Mayor Farrelly, second by
Second.
Trustee Soriello. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. For the record, just a reminder, Chuck Norris likes his meat so rare that he eats unicorns. I'm giving you gold here, ladies and gentlemen. Gold. At your